Why are men afraid to open up to their woman?
Because men are afraid to open up to their women because they have been trained that it's not safe to do so.
Trained.
Women, yes, they have been groomed and trained by their past experiences and relationships with women that it's not safe to be vulnerable because a woman will throw it back in their face. I just did that video about how Shaquille O'Neal and Country Wayne were talking about how you can't ever be down to your woman, and the responses in the comments, and I was like, no, a man should be able to open up. There were so many men that were like, although this is a great thought, this is not how it is.
And it's funny because K Michelle literally just did a post saying that how she feels like she's the man in the relationship if her man ever cries in front of her. I thought that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, how dare you?
That's why men don't feel safe to be vulnerable.
Why are men?
All right, so look, um, this is one thing about it. I told first of all, appreciate the content creator making this video. But growing up, I was always told by just other men and other males that I was around that you know opening up to females, opening up to women would have them use it against you, right? It would tend to have them think that you're showing weakness when you show your emotions. And really, most women now don't even know that it takes real strength for a man to even open up to them. That's really strength for them because it does put them in a position where they're vulnerable. It shows us a space where they could be at their lowest and where you can see them at a situation where they're not headstrong. You know what I mean? And that's not what any man want to be or want to be looked at upon. That hey, they're weak. They're not on that square. And so this just brings me back to one of the things I touched on in another video, just talking about how growing up in the late '90s, early 2000s. For me, it wasn't a situation where we had emotional intelligence. We had an emotional vocabulary. So like playing football or playing any sports for a kid, man, like right, if you get hit hard or something like that on the field, suck it up. Ain't no crying in this sport, ain't no crying in this life for young men, right? That's showing weakness. And so I get the mentality behind it because I get the opposite of weakness is showing strength, but it has to be a situation where hey man, I just almost broke my leg. You know what I mean? I'm gonna feel some pain. And that doesn't mean I have to, sit in it or whatever. But if it hurts, it hurts. And so, I just think that this world, man, is just giving us just due as far as to be able to, come into a safe space to talk about these feelings. And it's crazy because you see it in a lot of older men, like who never dealt with their emotions. A lot of them guys, always walk around as has-beens. Man, I wish I could, go back and do this and that. Or I wish I had, approached this situation better. Yeah, maybe I had my family in a better situation, but they never dealt with their traumas. They never dealt with what they needed to that their parents put them through or what the world put them through in their early days. And so it just carry over into their children. And so I guess because they may have quote unquote toughened up, that doesn't mean that they dealt with the problem. They might have just suppressed it. And I'll tell you what, like one thing for me was until I went to therapy, me suppressing those traumas, to quote unquote show strength actually put me in a position of weakness because when those traumas started to spill out into other parts of my life, it not only impacted me, but it impacted those around me who I love. And so it's just very important that number one, you understand what those emotions that you need to deal with. And secondly, you need to understand how to speak to them. And thirdly, you need to even know that you need help to be able to, deal with these emotions so you can speak to them. It's a trifold. And so for me, until I went to not counsel, until I went to therapy, that's what helped me kind of unpack and, release those traumas and release those emotions to allow myself to continue to grow in this life. I just really felt like I was at a space where, I kind of hit my cap, my limit in life. And I'm sure a lot of men get there and they wonder, man, why can't I grow? Why can't I move how I want to move? And it's because, there are traumas and emotions that need to be dealt with. And this is a space, like I said, I love the husband code because this is a space where, I do want to be able to, speak to other men about what they're dealing with and how to deal with them, right? And so it's just very important that you guys seek therapy, right? And, try attempt to become more conscious of your feelings. Like, why am I dealing with this on a day-to-day, basis? Why am I not having a relationship with my wife? Why am I not having a relationship with my kids? Why can't I open up to these people to be able to connect with them in a certain manner? It's because, hey, we were taught that that's weakness to show those emotions, right? We were told that when we show those emotions, we're going to be attacked. We're going to say that those emotions are going to be used against us, right? And so it's just very important, man, that man should be able to open up and not feel attacked, not looked at as being weak. And I get it. Like I said, if you're gonna share, definitely women gonna expect you to not have all the answers, but to have a solution, right? Hey, this is what I'm feeling, but I'm gonna seek counseling. This is what I'm feeling, but hey, I'm gonna go on a hike to kind of clear my mind. Hey, I'm not growing as a person. I'm gonna start doing, self-help books or podcasts or whatever the case may be. Not having those solutions, that is where you don't want to be. And I get it. Some men don't know where to turn, but I would just always say start with being self-aware, just acknowledging that you have those feelings. Acknowledging that you have some emotional traumas that hasn't been dealt with. You know, so that's one thing I would say start with there. And then again, the good thing about therapy is, you get to speak to someone who don't have any vendettas against you, don't know you. And so they can give it to you raw as you open it up and say, hey, no, that's wrong. But hey, yes, you're right about feeling these ways. Right. So it's just definitely important that you seek those different avenues out for help. And, you're able to again, just get into a space where you can show your emotions and be able to speak to them articulately. So I'll say this: it's only weak if you're not willing to fix it. That's a weak man, right? That's a reason why you shouldn't open up if you're not even willing to fix it. If you're gonna just keep it suppressed and you're gonna go through life just blind and not acknowledge them, because every man know, right? That don't mean they acknowledge them, but every man know, like, man, like, I'm dealing with some things. Every man know they dealing with some things. But it's the strong man, not the weak man, who open up. It's the strong man who open up to get help. And so I'll leave it there. Don't be afraid to open up to your wives, but just make sure that it's in a manner where you're looking to fix it, right? Whatever you got going on. Don't make them, let me make sure I'm clear with that. They're not your therapists. They're not your mothers, anything like that. They're your wives and your significant others. But it could be, hey, you know what? I've been dealing with some things. I'm going to seek help professionally, right? I'm going to do some things to put me into a positive frame of mind. So I'm going to do some things to help me start to clean out my system so I can start to heal and improve my life. So again, I'm gonna leave it there. Drop a comment below. Subscribe to the Husband Code. Welcome if it's your first time. Hit a like on the video. Hit that notification bell. I drop a video every day. These videos here are what I've been attempting to get to. Again, I'm killing the word trying, but these are the videos I've been attempting to get to, and I just can't wait to keep pushing them out to you guys. I'm gonna continue to shoot my vlogs as well, but these are videos here that I really want to showcase what the husband code is all about. So, hey, thank y'all again for checking in. I appreciate y'all. And until then, peace. I'll speak to y'all later.